Every year, 6% of Bahamian
children are born with a heart defect.
We at Cable 12
and the Nassau Guardian
decided to lend a helping hand
in creating more awareness to the cause of saving little hearts.
One surgery
can cost up to
$250,000.
We at Cable 12
and the Nassau Guardian hear their cry.
We are asking you
to make a donation to these efforts.
Embrace the opportunity
and save a little heart.
Is the Bahamas ready for gay marriage? The Chief Justice warns it may be considered. LPIA's revenue report released. Another oil spill reported off Grand Bahama, plus certain schools accused of religious discrimination. Good Sunday evening. I'm Vonique Toot, and NB12 The Weekend Edition starts now. The Constitutional Commission is considering a number of constitutional issues that Bahamians will get the opportunity to vote on later this year. Among them is whether the Bahamas should keep the death penalty on its books and remove the Privy Council as its final court of appeal. But as Christina McNeil tells us in this report, there is another controversial issue that Bahamian courts may soon have to decide on. One that deals with what marriage is and who should be entitled to it.
Same-sex marriages and civil unions are currently illegal in the Bahamas, but gay marriage is something the courts of the country may soon have to rule on, according to Chief Justice Sir Michael Barnett. Sir Michael explained that the Bahamas uses legal references from the United Kingdom, United States, and other countries in the region, and like them, it's just a matter of time before same-sex marriage comes before the courts.
I have no doubt that it is only a matter of time when the courts of the Bahamas will address the issue of same-sex marriage. I also have no doubt that in deciding the issue, we will have respect for the decisions that emanate not only from the Commonwealth countries like Canada and Australia, but also from decisions of the courts of the United States of America.
Sir Michael was addressing the United States National Bar Association, which held its Judicial Council luncheon in Nassau Friday. Earlier this month, Anglican Bishop Leish Boyd recommended that the Constitution be amended to reflect that no one should be discriminated against based on sexual orientation. However, he told the Constitutional Commission he did not believe same-sex marriage should be included. Former Grace Community Church senior pastor Reverend Rex Major also spoke out on the issue, calling for government to clearly define marriage as a union between a man and a woman.
Over the more recent years, however, and certainly since independence, the judges of the Bahamas, like the justices of other common law jurisdictions, look to decisions of the courts of countries other than the United Kingdom for the exposition and development of the common law. Of course, this has been made easier with the internet and the increased accessibility to cases decided in other jurisdictions.
Meanwhile, Sir Michael also called for government to seriously consider replacing the Privy Council as the highest court in the country.
This is a relic of our colonial past, and I suspect, and perhaps pray, that Parliament will soon find the wisdom and the courage to change the final Court of Appeal to a different court, whether it be the Caribbean Court of Justice or some other court.
In outlining the court system of the Bahamas, Sir Michael also noted that while the Constitution allows for 14 justices of the Supreme Court, there are currently only 12, 7 male and 5 female justices. Sir Michael says he hopes that the statutory complement will soon be complete, as the 2 vacancies are expected to be filled soon. Reporting for NB12, I'm Christina McNeil.
It's a multi-phased project with a price tag of more than $400 million. Though Lynden Pinling International Airport is still under construction, its 2012 report reveals revenue generated by LPIA is on the rise for the 5th consecutive year. Jasmine Bonamy breaks down that report.
According to the 2012 annual report that was released this morning, revenue is not the only thing up at the Lynden Pinling International Airport. According to the annual report, during the 2012 fiscal year, which ended on June 30th, LPI generated revenue of $55.9 million. That's the highest revenue reported in 5 years, and that's $9.2 million more than revenue generated in 2011. In 2010, LPIA generated revenue of $41.4 million, while in 2009, revenue stood at $37 million. That was $2.5 million more than was made in 2008. VP of Marketing and Commercial Development with the Nassau Airport Development Company, Vernice Joaquin, said figures are up because they've been very prudent about spending and maximizing revenue.
We've been very prudent about spending because we wanted to maximize the amount of revenue we generate as an airport. Never forget that we are privately financed, and as such we have to answer to our lenders. They look very carefully at our performance because clearly the more revenue we generate, the better able we are to pay down the debt.
Last year, passenger arrivals also increased to 3.2 million people, which was up from 3.1 million in 2011. But not everything is on the increase. Aircraft movement is down some 4,600 to 82,100. Joaquin said there is a simple explanation, as airlines are now using larger aircraft to service LPIA.
We've had a number of upgauges actually where aircraft has gone from an E190, which is 100 seats, to 737, which is 148 seats or 158 seats. That kind of what they call realignment. And so we've benefited from that because we've had some good success on a number of routes, in addition to which some of the airlines have actually increased their frequencies. So we had, for example, JetBlue during the peak, they go to 3 flights a day out of JFK.
Joaquin said their approach to the airlines has been to look at the numbers together and how both sides can continue to grow the market. LPIA services 32 airlines that service 29 international and 16 domestic destinations. Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Bonamy.
1 month after thousands of gallons of oil spilled into waters off Grand Bahama, officials are reporting yet another oil spill off that island. It's the third one reported on Grand Bahama since December. In a statement released on Saturday, the Ministry of Transport and Aviation announced that it has launched a full investigation into the spill, which occurred near Pinders Point. Officials say Borco reported the incident at 1:15 Saturday afternoon. Borco officials reported that a pipeline believed to be the source of the spill contained oily residue as a result of the decommissioning of 7 pipelines. Bunker C heavy fuel oil was originally pumped through those pipelines. In response to the spill, a team comprising officials from Borco, the Port Department, and Department of Environmental Health Services immediately mobilized to commence cleanup operations and assess the extent of the oil spill. According to the statement, the cleanup operation is ongoing with constant monitoring from Borco and the National Oil Spill Advisory Committee. The oil slick has reportedly diminished and is not visible. Still to come, a 12-year-old academic standout rejected by several schools. Find out why when NB12 Weekend returns.